All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have the one and only, man. We actually have East Coast hip-hop legend. We have the one and only Imam Thug right here, live on the line, man. How are you doing this evening?
Check it, yo, yo, yo! Everything is good, man. This is the immortal legend, Imam Thug in the building. QB, what's good? Canada, what's good?
Hey man, it's not every day two immortal individuals get the opportunity to chop it up live, man. So you know what I mean. We got the immortal legend, Imam Thug, and we got DJ Immortal right here, live in full effect.
Official.
But Imam, I know you're a busy guy, man. You know what I mean. You're getting that new record all polished up and ready to get released. So I'm not going to take you away from that project for too long, man. But I want to take you back to the very beginning, and I have to ask, what actually made you decide to get into the music industry initially, man? Because you are so natural at what you do.
Nah, not at all. I mean, I think that it was just music was just a way for me to kind of like get off of the streets a little bit, and contribute to what was going on already. You know what I'm saying? Tragedy was a big part of. Obviously, he was a big part of me being coming into hip hop. He was kicking off the whole CNN thing and grooming them, and and it was just a good way for me to contribute to what was going on already. You know what I'm saying? It was for me to kind of make my contribution.
And also as well, man, when you actually brought up a few moments ago, Tragedy Gaddafi, man, when I actually first discovered you, man, was actually on the single you did with him titled True Confessions. I was always wondering, man, what's the story behind that iconic single? And of course, how did yourself and Tragedy initially get connected?
Well, me and Tragedy, we've been connected for a long time. Respect to him, respect and love to Tragedy, for sure. We grew up together, man, since little kids, 5 years old, so we have a lifetime of history between us. So, that record was just a natural thing, man. I came up with the melody, with the Luther Vandross melody, man. For some reason, the beat playing and that melody was just in my head, and when I came to him about it, like, listen, check this shit out, man. And, he felt the vibe. He was like, damn, that shit is hard, and he kind of, like, wrote the words to it. And then next we were in the studio recording it, and I just set it off, man. That was me just setting the tone for the record. When you hear me on a lot of records, even on Driver's Seat or any of the records that you may hear me featured on, you may hear me set the tempo for the record. And that's Imam Thug giving the record that Imam Grizzly energy, that's that immortal energy right there.
And I know as well you said that you guys actually grew up together since you go back as young kids, man. But I was wondering, the Iron Sheiks duo that you guys actually put together, what made you guys actually decide to join forces as hip hop artists?
I think it was more of just a natural thing. It was a plan that that we had was after the War Report came out. Him and I, were supposed to do that Iron Sheik thing, especially after we recorded the first two singles, which were Illuminati and True Confessions. Those were the first two singles off of the Iron Sheik EP that we were working on at that time. So yeah, it was a design that was supposed to happen at that time for sure.
And also as well, you were actually asked to write 16 bars that actually became, CNN's driver's seat on their classic album, The War Report. I was wondering, how did that opportunity arise for you? And of course, what was it like actually writing on that particular project for CNN?
Well, it was an assignment. It was an assignment that I had. Just like any player that's on a winning team, if you're on the starting five, like I was on the starting five, you're expected to show up. So when they throw you the ball, they expect you, to make the shot. If you got a layup, they expect you to make the layup. You got an open shot, they expect you to make the shot. And that's what I went into, my thought processes was when I went into making the record. I said, hey, let me go ahead and make sure that I cover this. This is going to be a classic record right here. I knew that going into it. Just like how I feel about this Immortal Legend project. I feel it's a historic project. So, when I went there, I did the chorus and everything. I kind of like spent all night just writing and vibing to it. And the next day I went to the studio and I recorded my vocals, and plus Killer B had just passed too. God bless the Killer Black, so that record for me was dedicated to Killer B, Havoc's brother Killer B, which was a really good friend of mine, so that, so that hurt me, when he passed away. So there was a lot of energy involved in that record, man. A lot of energy is involved in all of my records, but that was precious. That was a precious record, and I'm proud of it.
And I gotta say, that record is still huge today, man. I gotta say, I still have my copy, and I love the Driver's Seat record, but I also like Tony, Top of New York as well, man. Those two are my absolute favorite joints that I always go to.
Yes. I was there for every song on that album. I mean, when that album was being recorded, so it's very personal for me to be a part of, man, and I'm proud of it. Everybody did a great job on that for sure. Those guys are living on that job.
And I gotta say, it most definitely would have been a surreal moment to sit back and watch such a legendary project actually, just being made.
Yes, it was great, man. I mean, it was just it was kind of natural, man. Just everybody just in their essence, everybody in their essence and growing. Me being the youngest as an artist, I got an opportunity to see, everybody around me grow. Talent-wise and performance-wise, how guys handle themselves on the stage and all those things that was brand new to me. I got to see, my guys how they handled that, which gave me confidence to handle it, So that's how I'm out here right now. I got the confidence from the past, to right now to be out here and performing. That's what they would expect of me, is to perform at the end of the day.
And also, as well, the Iron Sheiks also had the opportunity in 1998 to actually be featured on MC Shan's The Bridge 2000. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about that collaboration, and of course, what was it like working with MC Shan on the iconic The Bridge follow-up?
Ah, man, that was awesome, man. I mean, the Shan got a lot of history with MC Shan in the Bridge. If you come from Queensbridge at that time, you get to see Shan coming through with the red Jeep and all that back in the days. That was when Queensbridge was real rich with our rap contributions to the game at that particular time. And it's just always an honor, man, to be a part of any project that's coming out of Queensbridge, man. That particular project was a blessing. The QB Finals was a blessing. With everybody involved in that play. And, it's always an honor, man. Every project is an honor. I take everything serious that I do.
And I have to ask as well, man, do you actually have any plans to actually work with MC Shan again? Because I gotta say, MC Shan, even at, he's actually quite older now, of course, because that's been 20 or more years since that project, but he is still going hard within hip-hop.
Of course. I would love to work with Shan. I mean, actually, I have some pretty cool ideas, that I was been running through my head, that MC Shan would actually shine on. It's his essence of what he does. So yeah. So don't be surprised if you see that in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
And also, as well, jumping ahead a few years, man, in the year 2003, you actually released the album titled Die Hard. I was always wondering, man, what's the story behind that iconic record? And of course, is it still available to actually be streamed or purchased today?
Yeah, Die Hard, you can find it's definitely on the web. It's out there. You can get it. That project was an exclusive project for me. It's kind of like it was like a mixtape type of record for me that I put out there. It featured like my man V12. We did My Knife on that record. Very classy joint, one of my favorites. And it was an honor doing that record as well, man. A lot of great talent, on that record, man. A lot of artists from the neighborhood, from Queens, just getting down, man, for what they know how to do. And it's just a Queens thing, man. When you on that mic, just representing, man, representing the borough, representing the city, representing the bridge. And that's what that was. It was just a body of work, man. And I'm glad to know that, we've grown so much from that work, man, to what we're able to do right now. It's quite amazing.
And I gotta say as well, I really love the fact that you kind of implemented one of my personal favorite movies, Die Hard, with Bruce Willis actually in to the album
Yeah.
cover, man. I gotta say, and even like you said with the iconic talent, man. I remember as well that the legendary V12 was on there. I believe Nor, Busta Rhymes, if I'm not mistaken. Like that album was
Yeah.
absolutely packed.
Absolutely, 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 man, absolutely. I mean, that album was just a collection of some of some of my artists, some of the artists that I like to have featured that I've worked with. So I thought that was a cool thing to do. So yeah. V12 is a very big feature artist that we're showcasing on this Immortal Legend project. You know what I'm saying? He's on the first two singles. Check the Yo 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 and this record called The Dream. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, he's a great talent. Whenever you can transcend time, you know what I'm saying, over a course of 10, 20 years, man, and perform producing records at this level today, that's what immortality is about. That's what being an immortal legend is about.
And also as well, man, 1 year after Die Hard, yourself and Steve Sola actually formed Hits Music Group. I was wondering what made yourself and Steve decide to create that company, and of course, what services do you guys actually offer to the general public today, if Hits Music is still around currently?
Well, me and Steve Sola are working on some current things right now that we're going to be disclosing to the public, as soon as we're able to do so. But him and I are definitely doing some real big things for the culture right now. That's for sure. And the projects that we were doing at that time, me and Steve, we just have a love for making music. Him and I, Steve is a great mixer, engineer, and all of those things, man. But he's also, a great producer. Steve is a great producer. He loves to play instruments, guitar, badass guitar player, and all of those things. And he's also an artist as well. He's an artist. Like, he actually is featured on my new album, Immortal Legend, on the Dream record, where he wrote the chorus and he's actually performing the chorus. It's the first time in history that this ever been done with him, man. So, me and Steve, we make magic every time we come together in the studio or just come together, period, man. Our energy is like, it's like the sun, moon, and the stars, man. We're connected. So it's always a pleasure, man, working with Steve. That's my brother. I love Steve.
And also as well, man, jumping ahead to today, coming soon, as you mentioned throughout the interview, you're going to be dropping an LP titled Immortal Legend. I was wondering, man, what can our listeners actually expect from this up-and-coming record release? And of course, what's the anticipated release date?
Well, the anticipated release date, we're looking at mid-October for the anticipated release date. We were supposed to drop the album in the summertime, but, it went from an EP to an LP because we started making more records, The more records I started to make, the more records, they started just coming out, better records started coming from it. So then I had to pick, then I had to choose, then I had to figure out, which songs are going to fit with the sound, direction and the sound of where it's going. So it turned into a whole lot of more work, which is good, what I'm saying? So, yeah, it went from EP to LP. Steve Sola is mixing, mastering the entire project, so we're gonna have that quality sound on there, and it's a dynamic body of work. It's my best body of work, man. And I say that because it's such a diverse choice of music. You're not gonna get this Immortal Legend project and listen to it and say, every song sounds the same, because you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get a different version of Imam Thug. You're gonna get different flows. You're gonna get different music. You're going to get hard stuff. You're going to get musical stuff. So it's a great body of work altogether. Shout out to DJ Blends, too. He does a lot of our mixes. We're not just coming out with music the way everybody else is doing it right now. All of our music is coming out with 2 other mixes along with the song. So when they hear a single come out, they're going to hear 2 other versions of that record coming out, courtesy of my man DJ Blends out of L.A. who's working all of our mixes, house mixes and different things like that are incredible.
And also as well, right here tonight, we actually have two exclusives from Immortal Legend that actually got sent to us by your production team, Empire Dream Inc. And I was wondering, man, what can our listeners actually expect from these records? Because me personally, I didn't even listen to these yet, so I'm going to be listening into my own station right after this interview. So we got Legendary Candle coming up first, and then Living the Dream.
Yeah. Well, Legendary Candle, it's produced by Def Music Group. It's a different type of record. So I just let the listeners, let them be the judge of what they feel about it, man. But you heard Check It Yo Yo Yo, we took it real raw there. Legendary Candle, we're taking it somewhere else. And when you hear the dream, that's gonna take you somewhere else. So just enjoy the ride. That's really what it's all about, man. Enjoy the ride.
And I got to say as well, you know what I mean? Normally I would just listen to them first, but I really wanted to kind of absorb the energy with the listeners, you know what I mean? Because I already know you. I've been listening to your music for like 20 plus years, man. So I already know if you're dropping a joint, it's definitely going to be some heat. So I don't need to listen to that first. I want to absorb that energy with the listeners.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, man. Shit, man, let them have it, man. This is the new shit right here, man. The new joint. Legendary Candle by the Immortal Legend, Imam Thug, coming at you. Check it, yo, yo, yo!
But I gotta ask quickly, man, before we actually part ways, if you can, man, can you drop them social media handles? That way our listeners can actually follow you on social media if they haven't already done so.
Absolutely, man. You can find me on the gram at Imam Thug QB. You know what I'm saying? Or you can follow Empire Dream Productions at Empire Dream Production. You know what I'm saying? Or you can, I follow any of go on YouTube, man. Click any Imam Thug on YouTube, man. We got all of our videos and things going up there. The new video, Check It Yo Yo Yo, is on our YouTube page. You can subscribe to that and follow and leave your comments and different things like that. We out there.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, man, thank you so much for just giving us a bit of your time this evening. It definitely was an honor and most definitely a privilege, man. Hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Absolutely. But what we really look forward to is coming out there to Canada and performing for the people, because this music that y'all about to hear, y'all hearing it first. Nobody in the States even heard this music, so we giving it to y'all first. So we're going to need to come out there and show the people some love.
Hey, man, we definitely got to get you guys down here to Canada to do a concert, man. It's been a long time since we had some legendary hip-hop artists like yourselves cross our border, man. So we're ready whenever you guys are ready.
Yes. We're ready. We'll connect, behind the scenes and stuff. We'll talk about it. We need to put a nice lineup together for the people and come and make sure everybody enjoy and come out and have a good time.
Hey, definitely, man. Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much, man, and we definitely shall talk soon.
All right, fam.